My name is Takiyah Ward. I am 22 years old. I go by she, they. I currently go to school at Eastern Washington University. Um, I am here with my interviewee, and she can introduce herself.
My name is Sunshine Timmons, and I am 21 years old. I'm a current resident of Echo Glen in the JR system. I will be here until I'm 25 years old and am transferred to WCCW. I'm currently a pre-law student, and for my degree, I needed to complete an internship with a successful running law firm, and that's when I applied to TeamChild. I started off as a policy intern with TeamChild, working with Daniel Dallas, Karen Pillar, and Julian Cooper. Applying to TeamChild, in my head, I was thinking, there's no way they're going to hire me from inside the carceral system, not a chance. But immediately, everyone at TeamChild was open and very welcoming to me. In my role on the policy team, I've met with and interviewed about 30 juvenile justice impacted youth. I've been assisting TeamChild work on a detention project for youth. In my attempt to comprehend the challenges faced by youth in the juvenile justice and foster care systems, I interviewed a diverse group of individuals ages 12 to 24 at Echo Glen. In these interviews, we discussed various problematic factors, including their experiences with housing, education, employment, reentry resources, mental and behavioral health, as well as their experiences in the juvenile justice system.
You told us a little bit about what you did, but about your work, but can you go a little bit more in depth about what you do with TeamChild?
Yeah, my work with TeamChild has been impactful, at least in my own eyes. I have been able to understand a whole other side of juvenile delinquency and factors behind it. I've not only worked on detention housing projects, but I have worked with TeamChild to see change all around our community. Of course, I've seen the biggest impact in my own community at Echo, but I do believe that I'm helping introduce a lot of change for future generations as well. I worked with Karen and Julian on the policy team. I've also worked with Christina Sorensen on a Know Your Rights project for juveniles and youth complaints. Now, my current role with TeamChild is youth advocacy. I am a proud current member of TeamChild Youth Advisory Board. Members of the Youth Advisory Board come together as a collective to advocate for the needs and rights of youth in our community. Our role is to represent the voices and interests of young people and advocate for positive change.
Thank you for that info. What are some of the common systematic reasons that young people in an incarcerated system? Are there trends that you have seen in your work interviewing other young people?
This is a big one for me. From what I've seen, youth commonly end up in the justice system due to lack of support and stability. A lot of kids were kicked out of their homes, like by their parents, as a very young child due to stupid reasons, like not following the rules or not liking their parents' significant other, and they've just been kicked out. Their parents are just like, "You're on the streets now." As a 13-year-old, just sent to the streets. So, I mean, what are they going to do other than leading to a life of crime, right? They have no housing, they have no food, they have nowhere to go. So they're basically just brought into the system and forced into a life of crime. And then we see them end up here.
Thank you for that. What have you heard from the young people you've interviewed about common problems they are experiencing once in the juvenile rehabilitation centers?
I don't think that youth are treated very fairly in the justice system, and I don't think that it's just the JR system alone. Youth have definitely expressed a high amount of significance and problems in the JR system. Youth have experienced discrimination, physical, mental, and sexual abuse and neglect while at Echo and Green Hill and the group homes during their incarceration. But many young people have experienced violations in their First, Eighth Amendment rights against cruel and unusual punishment under due process of law in the JR system, as well as their county detentions. In 2020, Washington State passed a law where youth incarcerated shall not be held in confinement for more than 4 consecutive hours at a time. Yet we are now in 2024, and a majority of the young people that I met with that are under the age of 18 reported being held on a 23-1 program for weeks at a time. So they were housed in their cells for 23 hours and let out for 1 hour at a time. This is only one of the many examples where youth in the incarceration system have had their constitutional rights violated.
What is your vision for the future? What would a world where young people are supported and centered in their communities look like to you?
I have this vision. I have a vision already. I have a vision where young people pave the way for success. I have a vision of youth and power. The way I see it, if young people had a strong enough voice and we were heard, we would have a more equitable and just society. Youth perspectives bring more fresh ideas, strong solutions, and a much deeper understanding of current social issues that are overlooked by older generations. By empowering youth to participate in decision-making processes, policies, and programs, we can be more inclusive and responsive to the needs of young people in marginalized communities. Lived experiences are real, and they are powerful.
How do we begin to address the harms that have been done to youth by our juvenile rehabilitation system?
We begin with policy. We need people in power to hear our stories. We need people to know what is really going on a day-to-day basis. Young people need policymakers and advocates to see the real, unsugar-coated versions of our lives. We need to focus on restorative justice and community involvement. We need to focus on rehabilitation and not punishment. We need to assert policy reform to reduce reliance on incarceration. There will always be room for engaging communities more in decision-making and tackling systemic inequities. I think our approach can begin with ensuring accountability and oversight to all parties involved in any situation. By prioritizing the well-being of youth and addressing underlying factors contributing to delinquency, we can work towards a more equitable and effective juvenile justice system.
What is TeamChild's role in transforming our youth carceral system? How can we ensure that the current and future young people receive the care they need to be successful outside of our carceral system?
Through continuous advocacy and advertisement, TeamChild can ensure young people are heard and supported. I never knew what TeamChild was or the support that TeamChild offered until after it was too late and I was a member of the juvenile justice system. If I had known maybe what TeamChild was as a kid, it may have made a difference in my life. If youth in schools knew more about TeamChild and knew that they offered free legal services to youth, they may be able to receive the care and resources they need before they end up in the criminal justice system.
I would like to thank everybody for coming to watch this interview at the TeamChild's Town Hall. Again, my name is Takiyah. I am part of the YAB, and this is
Sunshine Timmons, and I am also a proud member of the YAB and still a policy intern working with TeamChild, and hopefully one day we'll come back to be a TeamChild attorney.
Thank you.